Hello and welcome to Women's Financial Empowerment Group. I'm your host, Ruth Agbeloso. And if you are new here, please go ahead and subscribe, share this video, comment, and definitely hit the like button. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Go ahead and do all those wonderful things. Like this video, share it with your friends, and comment. I'm so glad you're here. Now, today's video is not going to be a very long video, but I felt it was a very necessary video. So it's all about investing for beginners. And just want to let you know, this is just a crash course. It's not all encompassing. It's not super detailed, but I figured I would just go ahead and just cover some of the basics. So here it is. I'm going to get right into it. Again, hit that like button. I appreciate you for that. All right. First, I'm going to talk about types of investments. There are several types of investments, and I'll just cover 5 here. So number 1, stocks. That's when you own a percentage of a company. Bonds. That's when you loan money to a company and they have to pay back that money at a fixed rate. Mutual funds. It consists of stocks, bonds, and other securities, and has a fund manager. I like to call that a family. You know, mutual funds, I like to think of it as a family, a mixed family. Real estate. Real estate is tangible property made up of land and anything that's on the property, including animals, buildings, or natural resources, etc. And there are several ways to invest in real estate. And the 5th one is ETFs, exchange traded funds. And what they do is they track an index fund such as the S&P 500. And they can contain a variety of investments, including stocks, bonds, and more. All right, next, I want to talk to you about ways that you can invest in the stock market in particular. So I won't really get too much into, the individual ones that I just mentioned, but in general, these are ways that you can invest in the stock market. So the first one is by having a fund manager. So basically that fund manager oversees your portfolio and makes decisions as far as which stocks or mutual funds should be in it. Another way that you can invest is by using a Robo Advisor, and there are several of them right now. Some examples are Robinhood, Acorn, and Webull. Like I said, there are several of them. This just a tiny bit, just a small sample. All right. So basically, those are digital platforms that you're investing on, and so you're not really dealing with an actual person. You're dealing with an algorithm. So if you're comfortable being able to make certain decisions on your own as far as what companies to choose and whatnot, then you might want to consider a Robo Advisor, but it definitely depends on your goals in investing and your preferences. All right, the next way that you can invest is through a discount broker. So what discount brokers are, you can buy and sell stocks with them, but they do not give investment advice. And they tend to be, just like the name says, discount brokers. So you pay less for their services. And some examples of discount brokers are TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Merrill Edge. Those are just some examples. Okay. Now here's some tips for you as a beginning investor. Some things that I think you should keep in mind. And just want to stop and just say my disclaimer that I am not a financial advisor. I am just sharing some tips and suggestions. You definitely want to do your due diligence to research on your own, read, ask questions, and make the decisions that are right for your situation. Okay? All right. So moving right along. So here are some things that I feel are good to keep in mind as a beginning investor. So number one, you definitely want to invest in companies that you know and like. And one way that you can get to know a company is through reading the Securities and Exchange filing reports or what have you. Those are public documents, so you can go ahead and get familiar with how a company has been performing over time. Because I think a lot of times, I'm not going to get too deep into like mistakes that investors make, but a lot of investors in the beginning, they tend to just go for like the big names, but not really thinking long term. What has their performance looked like? What is their current situation? So you definitely want to do your research, read up on companies, invest in something that you know about. And all the gurus and, top people, they're going to tell you that same thing. You should invest in what you know. I would also say invest with money that you can afford to lose. Now, listen, the stock market is great for investing, particularly for the long haul, if you're going to be investing long term. In another video, we'll talk more about short-term investing and things like that. But it is super risky. So if you can afford to lose the money that you put in without losing your apartment or house, without losing sleep, then you go ahead. But if it's going to be a situation where you're going to end up broke, destitute, don't do it. That's what I say. Don't do it. So definitely stick to what you can afford to lose, because in that way it's sort of like a gamble. All right. And I already said before, read the Securities and Exchange filing information, so that Securities and Exchange Commission filing, so you can get more information about how the companies are doing, because that is really important. I stated it before and I'm saying it again. Know what you're getting into. And aside from that, you want to diversify your portfolio. That's something we're going to get into more in other videos, but just to put it in layman's term, make it super easy to understand. Basically, in your portfolio, it means what you're investing in. And you definitely want to have a mixed bag. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, but you want to make sure you spread it around. So different types of funds, there's just so many things out there, but you want to make sure that it's diversified and all of your money is not being put into one company or one type of investment platform. You want to spread it around to get the best, get the best results long term. Also, you want to keep in mind that for the most part, investing is for the long term. If you're thinking that you could just quickly just make a buck, this is really not a get rich quick scheme. Yes, I know there's day trading and there are people who know how to make like a lot of money in a shorter amount of time. But for the most part, investing is a long-term situation. So if you're not willing to go stick with it for the long haul, then, that's something that you want to really, give more thought to, because most of the success that you're going to see will be a long-term thing. And when I say that you're going to see, I'm not saying that you're going to be successful. So let me add that to my disclaimer. I'm not promising you that you're going to make tons of money or anything like that. I can't make that promise. No one can make that promise. And if they try, just run away really, really fast, okay? But what I'm saying is, for the most part, people who have invested in the stock market have seen better results when they stick in there for the long haul, okay? I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm not going to deliberate on that point. So according to investopedia.com, and it's a website that has like a wealth of information when it comes to investing. So you definitely want to check them out. So they list the top, for June 2020, they list the top platforms for discount brokerage, the top ones. So let's see, the best online brokers for beginning investors are, drum roll, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, and Merrill Lynch. Those are the top ones so far as Investopedia goes. If you look at another website, they might vary a little bit, have something else there. But for the most part, that's what they put there. And there's different reasons why. So get on that website. They're not sponsored this video in any way, but I know that website has been helpful to me. So I want to pass that information along. Get on there and familiarize yourself with all the terms and whatnot. And they have what's called a stock simulator. So you can go on and, just play a game with money without actually, starting, so you could just try it out and just see how everything works. So that's pretty much all I have to share for this video. I wanted to keep it super quick, super basic. It's just a crash course, just terms and information that you need to know. In a next video, I'll go into further details about individual things that you can do and how to do them and whatnot. So I hope this video has been helpful. I hope you've already hit the like button, but if you haven't, please go ahead and hit that like button, because that really helps me, especially as a small channel, to be seen. YouTube will say, wow, people are interested, so let's show them this. So thank you so much for the like and the shares, and and definitely subscribe, because I really want to see you again. That's it for me. I wish you all the best in your journey. Bye-bye.